Hey all, Joe here with All Funnies and Games, and today we're going to do a drawing lesson one-off. So this is going to be two parts. Part of it's a demonstration, and part of it's a drawing exercise that you can take with you and use to improve your own drawing. For this one, I'm going to kick off with a drawing of a dragon. If you're just starting off drawing, you've probably learned a technique something like this. Take a look at the pose of this dragon. Now, this is called a profile. Profile just means that we're looking at it directly from the side. And profiles are actually really good for character design. They're just not very dynamic or exciting poses. And this dragon has 4 legs. There are 2 that are closer to the viewer, those are in the foreground, and there are 2 that are further away from the viewer in the background. The background legs in this pose are drawn essentially right next to the foreground legs. So we're going to shrink this down for now and look at the exercise and then see how that exercise can improve this drawing. The exercise begins with drawing a cube. I'm sure a lot of you, if you've been drawing for any length of time, have learned to draw a cube this way. But it's really important to imagine this as a 3-dimensional object. The cube has 3 vertical lines that we can see, but there's 4 of them total, and they should all be roughly parallel to each other. It has 4 horizontal lines, but we're only looking at 3 of them. And it also has 4 diagonal lines, but again, we're only seeing 3 of them from this angle. So where we wouldn't be able to see the lines of this cube, because part of the cube is in the way, I've drawn them in dotted lines. Where those dotted lines meet is the opposite corner of the cube from the corner we're looking at. So starting with a cube, let's put some human legs on here. They'll come out of the bottom face of the cube. Now it's important not to imagine this cube is the shape that it looks like on paper, because we want this to look like a 3-dimensional object. So these legs aren't just going to be sticking out the bottom. These legs are going to be growing out of the bottom face of the cube, even though we can't see the bottom face of the cube from where we're at. So imagine this diamond shape that makes up the bottom face of the cube as a square. If we looked at this diamond head on, it would look like a square. So that means these legs would come out roughly here, and the toes would follow a line parallel to the diagonal line of the cube. Now let's do dragon legs to practice this some more. And these legs are usually on the sides of the body, so we'll attach them to the sides of the cube. So one on this side and one on the direct opposite side of the cube. Now on paper, these are pretty far apart, but as I finish out these legs, you can see that in 3 dimensions, it looks fairly normal and fairly natural. Again, these toes should be on a line that's roughly parallel to the diagonal line of the cube. With some practice at drawing legs on boxes, you can apply these ideas to other 3-dimensional objects. So let's demonstrate that. Now looking at our original drawing, the chest is kind of an oval, so we're going to draw it in 3D as an elongated sphere. It's attached to the hips by a narrow cylinder. With this torso shaped out, we can mark where the neck, legs, tail, and wings all attach to the body. We'll follow the principles of putting legs on boxes to sculpt out the rest of this, and I'm going to jump ahead to the ink layer to demonstrate what this dragon looks like without the planning lines left in place. So you can see here's our original drawing. It's good for establishing the basic design, but next to it we have a much more interesting and dynamic pose. So this exercise should help bring your drawing from a flat object into a more visually engaging image. Alright, so before we finish out here, I do have some shout-outs for Brothers Fun Adventures, Little Miss Headshot, My Looney Bin, Sasha and Paige, Zara Bermain, and Zoe at Naya, who all commented on my recent videos. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see me draw, and don't forget to share the video with anyone who'd enjoy it. Thanks for watching, good luck with your own art, and I'll see you in the next one.